but our generation holds the last hopeful chance to save the world's coral reefs. Climate change is killing Earth's most diverse underwater ecosystems. Coral doomsday was said to occur in 2050. Now, it's getting closer to 2030, meaning in this decade, only 8 years from now, corals could face extinction. Now you are aware of the impending disaster around the corner. With great relief, there's still hope. We are the hope. You and I have no other choice but to take urgent action and do much more if we want children born today to experience reef habitats, as experts clearly state. If not, reefs of the future are likely to look very different to the colorful and diverse ecosystems we are lucky to have today. First, to start off, what even are corals? I'll clarify. Did you know that corals are in fact animals? I know, right? Most of us think of them as rocks or plants. And did you also know that corals are endangered animals? You may think more of pandas or some other large mammal. What doesn't come to mind, though, are the most threatened of them all, corals. Take a look at this graph and you'll see just how extremely vulnerable they in fact are. In only the last 30 years, survival rates have plunged severely. Second, what on earth is making coral reefs so bleached? Well, humans are. Rising ocean temperatures are coral reefs' #1 threat. The ocean acts kind of like a sponge, absorbing more than half of the heat made by human-caused CO2 emissions. Then, the ocean gets hotter, resulting in damaging heat waves. Corals bleach, trying to respond and fight off all these heat stresses. It's like this. Imagine putting corals to boil in a hot pot of water. That is why all the pictures in the news, like this one, show white, therefore bleached corals. Can corals even get better? Why does bleaching happen? Inside of corals live tiny microscopic algae. These algae and the coral both provide each other with what they need in order to survive, such as food and nutrients. When the ocean gets too warm, they push out their algae because they are too weak to give them what they need. This is the root cause of them turning white and bleaching entirely. Can corals even get better? Yes, corals could recover, but it takes up to a decade for even the strongest to do so. With a heat wave every couple of years due to climate change, the recovery process must be started from scratch every single time. Facing the near impossible, and since it is too hard to keep up, most of them die. Why are coral reef ecosystems so important for us to care about? Well, because they're vivid with life, color, and most importantly to humans, resources. If we lose our corals, the 1 billion people which depend on them for their livelihood and food supply will suffer. Not to mention, 25% of marine biodiversity will disappear, including thousands of species which depend on coral reef ecosystems to survive. On top of all of that, we may no longer have access to the essential medicine cabinet that corals have provided us. Did you know that corals even helped develop the first ever COVID treatment? Imagine what it would have been like if corals weren't there to help us in this pandemic. We haven't noticed what corals give us beyond their visual aspect. My point is, corals will go extinct, and we'll lose a lot. Coral bleaching events were first noticed in the 1980s. Hasn't that given us enough time to plan our actions already? Well, no. Research suggests that even though world leaders signed the Paris Agreement in 2015, which was supposed to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, this target is moving further out of reach and is now almost impossible. In fact, there is no safe limit to global warming for coral reefs worldwide. Excellent. Now I hope that when you think of endangered species, you think about corals too. Remember, corals are animals just like us, and it's our turn to help them. It's humans who are responsible for this job. holding the last chance to save coral reefs, and it's in our generation's hands. I wish for you to walk away with one of these 3 key points today. 1. Think about the doom and gloom scenario of coral reef extinction. Take action by telling more people about hope for the reefs and watch the amazing Mission Blue. 2. Ensure climate change and environmental education reaches each and every child around the globe. Add your own voice by signing the petition to communicate to world leaders that you care. 3. Adopt a coral. This would mean divers planting a coral in the ocean for you. You can name it as you wish and receive a certificate of adoption and more cool info. By the way, the next time you pass by our school's library, take a look in the 4 and 5 corridor. You'll see 3 Vis Coral adopted certificates hung up on the wall. This was a result of my action for the PYP exhibition in grade 5. Finally, corals are believed to be the rainforests of the sea. Corals are like trees to a forest. Without them, corals and humans and the ocean habitat won't survive. You know the saying from the Dr. Seuss in the Lorax, I speak for the trees. Well, let's speak, all of us, for the corals. Let's speak for the future generations. And not only that, but let's speak for Earth. Let's keep this wonderfully grateful place beautiful. I want to be able to snorkel in the future and feel coral reef's natural energy, don't you? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a promise we must keep, forever. Thank you.